In this episode, we are going to talk about the most important house in the horoscope, the 10th house. Why is the 10th house so important? One obvious reason is, for the first time from house 1 onwards, we've been only covering single digit number. And this is the first time we are coming to a 2-digit number, the 10th, 10. This house is easy to find because it is right above our head. When a baby is born, just put, if suppose you have a telescope and you had knowledge of astronomy, and if you just look up straight above your head, that is actually the 10th house. The 30 degrees on the zenith of the sky when a person is born is the 10th house. So don't you think that this must be the most important house? Yes, it is. And it is the most important after the first house. Because the first house is birth and the 10th house means your karma, your purpose of life, your livelihood. If the 10th house is strong, then it means that you have a great purpose in life. Now, the planets in the 10th house will let the astrologer know what is the best possible profession. For example, let's take the case of a person having Venus in the 10th house. Venus, as you all know, represents entertainment, creativity, and hence has a lot of connection to what we call as drama or cinema. So if Venus is in the 10th house, then the person has a great potential in the field of entertainment, creativity, sports and games. If such a person is made to do a monotonous job, say a 9-to-5 job, that person will not find happiness in any other profession except the one that he is slated for, whatever he has signed up for. Even if the person is not allowed to do what he has to do, it will be working on his mind. And let's say even if he is a computer programmer, he or she will be thinking about cinema or entertainment or anything to do with creativity. And luckily, if this person can slowly get into animation, which is computer based, and or something to do with designing aspect of the internet websites, using such methods that the person can find his profession. Similarly, if say the sun, which is the center of the solar system, is placed in the 10th house, then the person would try to become the center. The center in today's world could be becoming a politician, because you know the type of reception, the type of respect that a politician gets. And amongst profession, that which finds the greatest importance or respect from the society is obviously the doctor. They are the people who get a special degree and they have a title. So the word DR comes in front. Even for an engineer, nothing like this is seen. Only for doctors this is special. So if sun is heavily influencing the 10th house, either by occupying it or by aspecting it or having a great deal of connection with the 10th house, then the person would become a doctor, meaning a very good doctor. And also, if the person is keen on becoming a politician, he will find great success in such lines. Some of those people who have sun in the 10th might get into business connected with gold, because gold is the center of most of the the economic process. Or it could be something to do with the Reserve Bank of India or the Reserve Bank or the main bank. All that the sun is connected to is usually that which becomes the center of anything. So, if the moon is in the 10th house, then it means that the person would have a lot to do with water, because moon is water. So it could be sailing, it could be marine, engineering, or it could be products of agriculture, vegetables, farms, basically farmhouse concepts, and anything where you put water or income is out of water, etc. So many of them are in wine, distilleries, dairy farming, milk products, and all that which is usually white and liquid and water. So these are the clues that we could get if we find the moon in the 10th or the moon influencing the 10th house. Suppose if it is Mars, then you have the situation that if you know what Mars is the warrior, the planet that likes to control, the leader, the commander-in-chief. So this may translate as a person wanting to become a police officer, or a sportsman with a lot of physical strength, power, could become a boxer. Sometimes in a civilized world we have marketing where you overpower the other person. You don't let the other person think, you force the other person to buy what you are trying to sell. So all this is in what we call as today's MBAs are all most probably the successful people. The MBAs must be having a strong Mars connected to the 10th house. If it is Mercury, then it is more of intellectual, meaning it's extraordinary calculations involved, maybe logic is being used, so they could get into computer coding and programming. They'll be very good at maths, use of numbers and letters. They could speak well. They may become very good astrologers, or they may they'll be very good at calculation, or always playing with numbers and letters, always involved, always calculating. In Sanskrit it is called Ganita. Ganita means calculation. So in the same way, if Jupiter is influencing the 10th house, either by occupying it, or by aspecting it, or by being with the 10th Lord, etc., then what it means is that the person would be ever after knowledge, dissemination of knowledge, would like to become a distributor, publish books, and publish many things on the internet. Use of the internet will be, you have situations where many of them are financiers because they are giving it away, they are giving their money. So you can remember this by just thinking what a guru might do in this world. If the person is a very good guru or a teacher, like to impart knowledge. Suppose you give something to a guru, a good sadguru. If you give him a large, basket of fruits, the first thing that you do is start distributing the fruits to others as and when they come. So if Jupiter is in the 10th house, the person could be involved in the hotel industry, hospitality. Okay, please welcome, please come to our house, stay here, eat. And of course there's a small twist. Today we collect payment for it. In those days it was done free of cost. Letting people come and occupy a space. So Jupiter in the 10th is also good for those who are aspiring to be educationists. They might open a school or a college, and even if they start at a very low level, they could, or a small level, they could go on to a very big, large scale college. They can build one like that, and they would be a natural teacher. So some of them are professors, etc. An unforgettable case is one of the world's most famous astrologers, Dr. B.V. Raman, has Jupiter right in the 10th house. So we all know his role and how he revived astrology in India. But for him, astrology would have found very difficult to make a comeback, especially after the British rule. And then if Saturn is in the 10th, Saturn basically gives two types of result in the 10th. One, it could actually slow down the profession, or it might give some special advantage in your profession. So you'll have to handle a 10th house Saturn very carefully, because you have to study the entire horoscope before coming to a conclusion. Because if Saturn is alone in the 10th house, then and is also not weak, and it is not debilitated, etc., then it has a great scope, because Saturn in the 10th can make you a king, because Saturn represents the mass. So, for example, it is said that one of the very famous actors of Tamil Nadu, who made it also to the chief ministership in Tamil Nadu, we find Dr. MGR had Saturn the 10th. This is just to as a case study we have done this. So if Rahu or Ketu is in the 10th house, we can't say very clearly what is likely to happen, because we'll have to find out what are the planets influencing Rahu or Ketu, because they don't have a direct impact on the 10th house except by way of other planets. But if many planets are along with Rahu, then there could be a lot of obstacles in profession. If Saturn, Rahu and Chandra comes together in the 10th house, then surely there would be a lot of problems in profession. So this is the way you study the 10th house, the most important house. The easiest way to remember this is just think where the sun is at noontime. So it's right above. Take the horoscope of such a person born at noontime, and you'll be surprised to find that the sun is in the 10th house. So this is the easiest way to remember. The 10th house is directly above our head, and therefore has the greatest influence on the person who's born. So we have now come to the end of the discussion of the 10th house, and in the next episode we will be covering the impact and what we could find out from the 11th house. Thank you.